A cheerful and a vibrant good morning to one and all. I deem it a great honor and privilege to welcome our distinguished guests, dignitaries, delegates, ICFRE fraternities for the annual Tree Bidders Workshop 2026. Every successful beginning starts with the respect for our culture and language. So please rise for the retention of Vande Mataram, the glory to our nation, and invocation to Mother Tamil, Tamil Thai Valth. I now request our Director, Sir, to welcome our Director General, Madam, with a shawl. I now request Shekhar Sir, Scientist G, to welcome the National CEO Camper, Anand Mohan Sir. Now to formally inaugurate the program, I request our beloved Director, Ravi Kumar Sir, to deliver the welcome address and his opening remarks.
Respected Dr. Kanchan Devi, Director General ICFRE, Mr. Anand Mohan, CEO National Campa, Mr. V. Tirunavukarasu, Additional PCCF and Principal CASFOS, Dr. R.S.C. Jayaraj, retired PCCF and former Director RFRI, scientists from all the institutes of ICFRE, Mr. Ramesh, CCF from Telangana State Forest Department, all the directors of ICFRE institutes, DDGs from the ICFRE headquarters, and all the scientists who have joined us online. My dear colleagues from IFGTB, a very good morning to you all. It gives me immense joy in welcoming you all to the first annual Tree Breeders Workshop. If you go back a couple of years, in the National Workshop on Tree Improvement held on 20th and 21st August in 2024, it was decided to convene an annual Tree Breeders Workshop every year by ICFRE in coordination with IFGTB. After the release of breeding plan by the Honorable Forest Minister in 2025, when we approached the Council, we immediately got a green signal from DG Ma'am and the headquarters to go ahead with the preparation of the program. We received regular guidance and support, which made it possible today. One of the main purposes of this workshop is to prepare projects on tree improvements as per the approved breeding plan. When ICFRE initiated the process, it all started with a meeting chaired by DDG Dr. Ginwal. All the institutes responded positively and promptly. We had a series of online meetings with the national project coordinators and the principal investigators, and the draft plan that we will be discussing today is a product of hundreds and hours of intensive work. I take this opportunity to sincerely thank all of you, all the directors of the institute, for your valuable support and commitment, which makes the collective effort possible. What we have with us is the genetic improvement of forest trees for sustainable forestry. Shortly, we may call it GIFTS. It's a national program envisioned to strengthen our journey towards timber self-sufficiency, climate resilient production system, and enhanced livelihood for farmers and forest-dependent communities. GIFTS seeks to build on the experience of ICFRE institutes on genetics, tree improvement, and biotechnology, and to develop superior, high-yielding, resilient varieties or clones. By enhancing productivity, climate resilience, this program will strengthen the supply of quality planting material for large-scale plantation program, including meeting the demands of industrial forestry. During these 3 days, we will also discuss on the recent advances in biotechnology and how they can support forestry improvement. On the second day, we will also focus on important issues such as certification of seed orchards, standards for forest reproductive material, and recent initiatives of MOFCC through National Campa supported Sankalp program, which aims to ensure availability of quality planting material for plantation programs across the nation. By developing and using better seeds and clonal planting stock and genetically diverse improved varieties, we can improve plantation productivity, support livelihood, reduce dependence on imports, and promote long-term environmental sustainability. Within the CAMPA framework, the gifts will help improve the quality and success of our afforestation efforts. Availability of superior, fast-growing planting material. With better planting stock, we can achieve higher plantation success, faster canopy development, and more efficient restoration, making the entire compensatory afforestation program more productive and sustainable and beneficial in the long run. As we all know, the release of improved varieties of trees and medicinal plants is an important part of our job profile. One of the sessions during this workshop is exclusively dedicated to reviewing the status of variety release, the past achievements, present progress, and future direction. There are several important species beyond the 18 prioritized species under the breeding plan, for which all of us, the various institutes, are already taking up tree improvement activities. During one of these sessions, we will be presenting the work carried out by various institutes on these species, and additional species may be identified for inclusion of the breeding plan in future. I am confident that the deliberations over the 3 days will be highly enriching and will help us chart a clear path forward in these important areas of research. The presence of Director General ICFRE at the first annual Tree Breeders Workshop is a strong indication and reflection of the Council's commitment to advancing tree improvement activities in the country. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Kanchan Devi for the first annual Tree Breeders Workshop. When we extended our invitation for this program to Mr. Anand Mohan, CEO National CAMPA, he immediately agreed, and I welcome you for the 3 days program. Your presence here today is a great source of encouragement, and I am confident that your active participation and valuable insights will enrich the discussions and contribute meaningfully to the success of this event. I welcome Mr. Ramesh, representative from Telangana, and I also welcome all the national project coordinators, project principal investigators who have accepted our invitation and are present here. I also welcome all the DDGs, directors of the ICFR institutes, and all the scientists and staff and scientists of IFGTB to this inaugural program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your warm words of welcome. May I take the privilege in requesting Shri Anand Mohan IFS, National CAMPA CEO, to deliver his special address.
Namaskar, Vanakkam. Dr. Kanchan ma'am, DG ICFRE, Dr. T. Ravi Kumar sir, a great close mentor, friend, Director IFGRB, Dr. B. Nagarajun sir, and Dr. Rajas Saguna Sekar Sahab. I really thank the Director, Institute of Forestry, Genetics and Tree Breeding, Ravi sir, he have remembered me and he has called me for this particular workshop. Obviously the occasion happens to be very important. This is extremely important. I am also addressing to some of the brilliant scientific minds in this particular country about forestry research. So all the scientists, all the distinguished officers from ICFRE, perhaps there would be some scientists coming from different parts of the country who would not be having any affiliation with the ICFRE. Welcome to them also. This is a story which started around 2 years back, sir, 2024, when this whole thing was conceptualized to have a size of 18 prominent species. Some of the species of these trees are across a large part of our country, particularly teak, sal, neem and all that. You can understand the genetic variance in these sort of species, and how a neem grows in Chhattisgarh and how a neem grows in distant part of the western part of Rajasthan. You can understand the variance in its growth, its management by the forest department. So this is very important, and this furthermore to have this activity every year after year, because as Director Sir said, the scheme which has been proposed under this program is the GIFT scheme. It's around approximately 180 crores, say 200 crores. By the time it will be implemented, it might come to that figure. So this scheme is a grand scheme. In fact, it was needed some 10 years back. I went through the document yesterday. Although there are a lot of literatures there in my office through some communication with ICFRE and some of the program divisions, related program division of the ministry. Our Honorable Minister was, he had the hand on the pulse of this whole thing, and he emphasized the role of this particular scheme last year when he launched that particular document. So we as part of the forest fraternity and also as CEO National Campa, I will see to it that this gets the approval as quick as possible, because there are certain processes involved in that. We will try to shorten the processes and expedite the things. Obviously, the ministry has given this whole scheme a very top priority, so that sort of a urgency will also be reciprocated by our national authority, and we'll get it done. And by the way, ICFRE happens to be recently, they are also having a lot of previously sanctioned research projects, and we are seeing the output which are coming across the institutes in all parts of the country. So that way there is a sense of encouragement prevailing among the ministry as well as my national authority, and we intend to support such really world-class research projects. Coming back to what national authority Campa and its associated state authorities across the country, what they are doing, just to give a sense of give a perspective of what is actually, I will just put a small analogy with some other department which I was looking after some time back. I was Joint Secretary in Ministry of Jal Shakti just prior to this posting as CEO National Campa. Dams, for that matter, Tamil Nadu has a lot of water storage structures across the state. I know for sure how important water is for Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. I was looking after a program called Dam Rehabilitation and Improvement Program in Ministry of Jal Shakti. And that program was based on a statutory evolution which happened in this country. Was the Parliament passed an act called Dam Safety Act in 2021. So as a follow-up, prior to that also schemes of that nature had been always funded by Government of India, obviously from an external aid. But in this case, a grand program was decided, and it was around 1.2 billion, which converts into around 10,000 crores of rupees for dam rehabilitation and improvement program. It was spanned for 10 years. So effectively, every year it was around 1,000 crores coming to the kitty for improving the dams. And you all know dams are very, very important. They actually, their upkeep is required for the command areas as well as farmers and everybody. I mean, our economy is associated with that. So you take that scheme and take our CAMPA, where we fund, last year the funding which we did to the forest department was around 8,900 crores. In year before that was 8,300 crores. And year before that it was 7,500 crores. In the last 9 years we have funded around 60,000 crores. So see the change, I mean, a change of dimensions. One sector, I am not saying the sector of forestry or comparing the sector with dam rehabilitation and command area development, but I am just seeing the amount of, the sheer amount of money which is going in our intervention, the forestry interventions. And this is, by the way, the money which has come to the national authority, the CAMPA authority, which is a blood money, the money which is required to compensate the forest which we have lost. So this money, when it has come to us, how judiciously and how properly we can use that. One area of intervention is to ensure the quality of saplings we plant on the ground. And obviously, you know, this is an attempt or exercise at a very mammoth level, where a lot of state forest departments are involved, as well as there are many individual farmers who are also part of this whole process. So the impact will be very, very tremendous. On one hand, we are importing so much of timber. The other day, Director Sir, we were discussing about that. Some of the premier timber species, we know for sure that how much foreign exchange goes for importing those timber. And obviously those species are also found in our country. We can have that much of, we have the capacity, scientific capacity to evolve that much to that level where we could plant good quality trees. And by the way, when we see that, when we say that we want to plant good quality saplings, we are actually trying to optimize the opportunity cost. If you go for a mammoth plantation drive year after year, where any figure like 10 million, 100 million, something like that you are attempting to achieve, but you are trying to achieve with a poor quality of seed, poor quality of planting material, that doesn't serve the purpose. You have engaged the land, you have engaged your farmlands, but you will never get the quality of output you want. So this is very important, that how we increase the quality of saplings we are trying to plant. And in fact, in this regard, there is one particular solution which we have come out with. This is an online platform which emanated from a very simple thought, that it was a thought to take all the forest nurseries, basically to map them and to link them on some portal. But then eventually, with the support of FAO and Ministry of Agriculture, which were actually implementing something very similar to that, we aligned with a scope, and what we have done actually, this is the Harit Sankalp. Harit is just for the sake of saying it is a green effort, but the Sankalp stands for System for Afforestation, Nursery Knowledge and Linkage Platform. So abbreviation is Harit Sankalp. And this is one platform which we have just launched with a very high response coming from the State Forest Department. And in that portal, what we are trying to, and this is by the way very adaptable portal, but the present form of the portal says how to link the seed to the sapling. So entire chain of processes have been mapped there, and it has been actually taken into account. So from where you are going to procure the seeds, you have to also map your seed production areas, seed orchards, and by the way, this process could very well identify and discover a lot of intra-state supply chains of seeds, interstate supply of seeds, supply chains of seeds, and all that procurement processes normally seen in other parts of the country. Particularly, I come from Rajasthan. I have seen seed procurement is a commercial exercise, but truly speaking, it should not be a commercial exercise. We are managing such a vast tract of forest. We can have the procurement of seeds right from the field. We must dedicate, all foresters, all scientists who have been taught this subject, last 50, 100 years, 200 years, we have known this is to be so ingrained in our whole process, and this is so fundamental, that how we procure the seeds from the field, the production areas, the seed orchards. So that is also a part of this portal, plus the treatment of seeds, which is very important, how we improvise the quality of the seeds. Apart from seeds, we have also tried to map the other modes of planting material, and then obviously the end part is the how you map all the activities in the management of nurseries. So all in totality, this is Harit Sankalp, and this this system is amenable to, adaptable to many changes which would come out of this particular scheme of gifts in the days to come or the years to come. We will try to cope up with that. So basically, what is fundamentally important is that how we implement this scheme which has been just given as a proposal to the national authority. So ICFRE, through its all institutes across the country, I look forward that they will be implementing this scheme with the same vigor and enthusiasm as it has been designed. It is also heartening to find some of the young minds, young officers who are part of this whole journey. Plus, we have a lot of young officers newly recruited in state forest departments across the country because of the recent recruitment drives which has happened. So they are all supposed to be made a part of this whole team and to make this scheme very successful. So with these words, I actually thank the institute administration and the director to have this workshop designed, and moreover in this whole process, coordination and collaboration, data, how you create a scenario where you can collect the data sets coming from the field and how that could be put to use by the users, particularly the forest department, the tree growers societies, that has to be ensured. We look forward to all those new things which has been envisaged in the scheme. Thank you. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your reflective knowledge with us. Now it will be an honor to invite our Director General, Ma'am, Srimati Kanjan Devi IFS, to deliver the presidential address.
Namaskar. Dignitaries on the dais, Shri Anand Mohan, CEO Campa, Shri T. Ravi Kumar, Director IFGTR, Dr. P. Nagarajan GCR, Dr. Rajesh Sugnashekar, Scientist G. Present in this hall, Dr. R.C.H. Chera sir, Shri Tirunava Bakarasu, Principal Caspos, Shri Ramesh from Telangana, CCF Research, distinguished participants, scientists, officers and guests who have joined physically as well as online also. Good morning to all of you. It is a pleasure to be here in Coimbator for the first annual tree breeders workshop. This workshop is an important follow-up to the national workshop held in August 2024, which was chaired by State Forest Minister MOE FCC Dr. Kirtiwardhan Singh Ji, where breeding plans for 18 prioritized tree species were finalized. I would like to compliment the Directorate of Research, the directors of all ICFRE institutes, and especially the IFGTV team for taking this initiative forward in a very meaningful manner. I am happy to see such enthusiastic participation from scientists across the ICFRE institutes. The very fact that all institutes are represented here shows that tree breeding is now being recognized not as an isolated research activity, but as a core strategic intervention for the future of forestry in India. When we say collaboration is the need of the hour, so it is not the interinstitutional or inter-organizational collaboration only. It has to be within the system also. So now it's a milestone in collaborating research that all the institutes of ICFRE have joined hands together. As all of you know, ICFRE has a long and credible history in tree improvement research. We have released around 74 clones and varieties covering 14 species. And many of these are already making a visible impact on the ground. Our work in Casuarina and eucalyptus is a good example. Over the past 2 decades, sustained breeding efforts have resulted in superior planting material that is now widely adopted by farmers and industries. Today, nearly 20 crore Casuarina plants are being multiplied and planted annually in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, significantly improving farmers' livelihoods and contributing to the rural economy. These achievements clearly demonstrate the immense potential of tree improvement research in enhancing farm productivity and ensuring sustainable wood supply. This is not only a research story, it is also a livelihood story. As I have seen in the fields when interacting with the farmers, they are very much satisfied with the performance of our clones. This is exactly the direction in which we need to move. Tree breeding should not remain confined to research stations and reports. It must translate into productivity gains, better quality raw material, higher farmer income, and ultimately greater domestic wood sustainability. We all understand the broader context very well. Due to rapid population growth and economic expansion, India's demand for wood and wood products continues to grow sharply. We need wood for construction, furniture, paper, packaging, and many other things. At the same time, climate change concerns are pushing the world towards greater use of sustainable and carbon-friendly materials, and wood has a very important role in that transition. The current domestic wood balance clearly highlights the magnitude of this challenge. India's domestic wood production is estimated at around 123 million cubic meters in round wood equivalent, whereas the demand stands at approximately 164 million cubic meters, resulting in a deficit of more than 41 million cubic meters. Consequently, India has emerged as one of the world's major importers of timber and wood products, importing nearly 56 million cubic meters annually. Furthermore, the average productivity of forest timber in the country remains low at about 0.7 cubic meters per hectare per year. Thus, despite our rich natural resources, we continue to face a substantial gap between domestic production and demand. Our productivity levels remains low, and as a result, the country depends heavily on imports of timber and wood products. This is not merely an economic issue, it is also a strategic issue. If we are serious about achieving self-reliance in timber and wood resources, then productivity enhancement through science-based interventions becomes absolutely essential. And this is where tree breeding assumes central importance. Among all the available interventions, genetic improvement remains one of the fastest, most cost-effective and long-lasting approaches for enhancing productivity. But at the same time, all of us know that tree breeding is a long-term commitment. Results do not come overnight. It requires continuity, institutional memory, proper documentation, long-term field evaluation, and sustained investment. It's good to see that ICFRE is now intensifying its focus on economically important timber species, non-timber forest product species, species used in handicrafts, and industrial tea species. Tree breeding represents one of the fastest and most effective pathways for bridging India's timber supply gap and strengthening domestic food security. That is why I see this workshop as much more than a simple technical meeting. For me, this is about building a stronger and more coordinated national tree breeding program within ICFRE. I am happy to note that all ICFRE institutes have undertaken a rigorous and consultative process to prepare written breeding plans for species relevant to their respective agroclimatic regions. These plans must now more decisively from paper to practice through sustained technical support, adequate funding. But when you demand for funding, it should be very rationalized, not too less, not too more, so that the funding agency is also very much can agree to fund the initiative we are taking. Then regular monitoring, periodic evaluation at both regional and national levels. I sincerely hope that these breeding plans have already begun evolving into actionable field level programs with clearly defined responsibilities, timelines, monitoring systems, and measurable outcomes. I am confident that these efforts will substantially improve plantation productivity while also enhancing farmers' income and livelihoods. I would also like to think beyond conventional approaches. Along with productivity, we need to increasingly focus on wood quality, climate resilience, pest and disease tolerance, suitability for agroforestry systems. Now it will be changed, I think, to tree-based farming agroforestry. And market acceptability. We should also strengthen our work on economically important timber species, anti-AP species, industrial species, species supporting handicrafts and rural livelihoods, as I have already said. Another important area is standardization and quality assurance. Unless we establish a robust system for certification of seed orchards and standardization of forest reproductive material, the proposal is, I think, with the Ministry for consideration. The gains from breeding programs may not fully reach the field. Therefore, I am happy that these issues are part of this workshop agenda also. I am also delighted to have the CEO of National Campa with us today. The presence of National Campa reflects the growing recognition that research and productivity enhancement must become integral components of plantation and restoration programs in the country. Over the next 3 days, I hope the discussions remain practical, focused, and outcome-oriented. Since all of you are experts in the field, I do not think we need to spend too much time on discussing why tree breeding is important. What is more important now is how we operationalize these plans effectively, how we ensure continuity, and how we create visible impact at scale. I would encourage all of you to openly discuss the challenges as well, whether they relate to long-term funding, manpower, data management, field testing, coordination among institutes, or linkages with industry and farmers. We need to realistic and implementable solutions. In the coming years, the success of ICFRE's tree breeding program will not be measured only by the number of clones or varieties released. It will be measured by how much productivity, we are able to enhance on the ground. How effectively quality planting material reaches farmers and how much we contribute towards reducing the country's dependence on imported wood. In conclusion, I once again extend my best wishes for the success of this workshop. I am confident that the collective expertise, experience, and commitment gathered here will lead to meaningful outcomes that further strengthen tree breeding efforts in the country. Let us work together with dedication and vision to translate our scientific plans into impactful action on the ground. Strengthening our tree breeding systems will play a vital role in achieving the national vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat in timber and wood resources. I am confident that the collective expertise present here will help us move in that direction with greater clarity and purpose. With these words, I once again convey my best wishes for the success of this workshop. I wish you all very fruitful deliberations and really productive interaction. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. You are always being instrumental in releasing the tree varieties and strengthen the tree breeding programs. We would assure that on behalf of director, IFGTB will always have a stronger collaboration and coordination in future also. Thank you, ma'am, once again. Now, at this Pride moment, we would like to announce that this month, 4 of our staff are getting retired in this month end. So, in the recognition of the remarkable service and support for the institution, we will be immensely pleasure in felicitating them. I would request our Director General, ma'am, to felicitate them. The first is Madam Usha. I know she is not here. I think she went for an audit. She has serviced more than 41 years of service in her institution. The next is Trimadi Shanti K. Shanti ma'am. I request you to be on stage. She has started a career in 1990. Right now she is being the in charge of Vegetative Multiplication Garden. She is right now serving as Chief Technical Officer. More than 35 years of service she has rendered, ma'am. Next, Sri Shankar Narayanan sir, Private Secretary to Director. He has also serviced more than 35 years of service in our institute. He has joined as a stenographer in the year 1991, and right now he is being the Private Secretary to Director. The last but not the least, Chandrasekharan sir, the versatile man behind the extension division. He has contributed more than 35 years of service. He is being the Chief Technical Officer of Extension. Wish you all a advanced happy retirement life. Thank you. As a mark of a deep respect, I request our Director sir to felicitate our DG ma'am. As a mark of gratitude and remembrance, I request our group coordinator sir to felicitate Anand Mohan sir. Thank you, sir. We have come to the last part of this inaugural section. I would request our beloved group coordinator, sir, Dr. B. Nagarajan, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Director, IFGTB, I have the honor in thanking the Director General, Mrs. Kanchan Devi, for being here with us and giving us the inspiration of starting this annual Tree Breeders Workshop. I think the most important thing DG Madam said in her talk was that about institutional memory, rather ideological memory. I recall exactly almost the same time in 1988, provenance research started here with three great tree breeders, Richard Barnes, Bailey, and it was Stiles. So just in that corner, in 89, the provenance research for this country started. And it went on to such an extent that Barnes himself wrote the first exactly the seed orchard programs. And it was some or other implemented through IFGTB with wizards like KK Somasundaram and then we recall Dr. Kumaravelu. So thanks to those wonderful institutional memories, I take this opportunity to thank Anand Mohan, Mr. Anand Mohan, CEO, National Campa, for being with us. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your presence. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. R.S.C. Jayaraj, former PCCF, Andaman and Nicobar, as well as our favorite silviculturist of IFGT for quite a long time, who had seen most of the programs being implemented. Quite some time, we used to think about how does breeders get connected with breeding systems. I still remember we used to argue over 4 systems: upper mixes, full sip breeding, obligatory crossbreeding systems, and mixed mating systems. And in fact, it's very, very interesting. From the young tree breeders from Jodhpur, I hear that we have scope on upper mixed breeding also. As we thank him, I thank Ramesh for coming here from Andhra Pradesh. There is a very, very, very special link between Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, because Mr. P.S. Rao, we started tree improvement program for Telangana, the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh here, and Biotrim, the Bible of Biotrim was written, tree improvement was written right here in this institute when Srivasagi, Mr. Srivasagi started research on Pterocarpus santalinus. Thank you very much for coming. And it is my duty to thank Mr. Tirunavukarasu, Principal Task Force, a big-hearted person. And thank you very much for being here. You had been a great support to this institute. In fact, I still remember those very, very tough days in 2004, post-tsunami. We started mangrove research back at Nagapattinam when you were at the DCF. Thank you very much, sir. We are into conservation tree breeding as well. It is not that applied tree improvement alone. Conservation tree breeding has also been there. And thank you for all those baby footsteps we took the institute through. Thank you very much. And most importantly, I thank all the directors of ICFRE, and particularly I see a lot of young faces here, old faces, and it is nice. Some teachers, some students, some who are always students, and it is wonderful to see you all here. And most importantly, I wish to thank Dr. Veerasamy Sivakumar for, and I take this opportunity to thank you very much for taking this initiative. I really appreciate that on behalf of our research team. And Dr. Raj Shubhneshekar, thank you very much for putting this wonderful group into action. And to do that, trees are intriguing. Trees are wonderful. And it is very difficult to comprehend. Even last week when I was working in the field, I understood how rooting happens in mangroves, which was really, so nobody can be a master in tree. He has to be always a student. I just want to recall, as I traveled back from Andamans 2 weeks back, there was someone who helped me in understanding rooting in Pterocarpus dalbergioides. It was fun, but when I saw the tree 20 meters in front of me, I was really amazed. One tree, single tree, but still that's a contribution. I thought that I should share it with Dr. Bhuvneshwaran in our newsletter. So I thank very much for that, sir. In fact, that is the only species, particularly Dr. R.S.C. Jayaraj, he took that efforts of establishing the first seed production area established in 1904 by the Britishers into a seed production area, which is viable now. It works. I saw natural regeneration by my own eyes. So that is amazing. And thank you very much. I hope we are not going to leave you. There's going to be a couple of projects that you might have to review us further. I take this opportunity to thank all those 19 biological Cinderellas. It is not knowing the prince. I mean, catching the right prince and getting wedded, that Cinderellas to the prince would be much more important. With that few words, I just want to say, what is the feeling of IFGTP? Marangal van nokki kaikuppum, even kadal palikada endru. IFGTP always prays at all times to the Almighty that will our love for the trees fruition. Thank you very much, and enjoy all the proceedings to come. Thank you all for visiting Young Breeders. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. National Anthem. For a photo session outside, followed by tea, and the technical sections will be held in the conference hall of IFGTB. Please resume back at 11:30 after the tea. Thank you.
Anita.